Hello, true art believers, and welcome to today's live art stream. Well, we got a little blurry action here. This is Pierson. I am the number one live art streamer in the world, and welcome to today's live art stream. I already did that. I've already said that. I reiterated. I like to reiterate things of importance. I'm kidding. Anyways, today we're going to be doing working on my e-comic or whatever it is. And isn't it e-comic or web comic? Web or e-comic? Web or e-comic for about 29 minutes. And then we're going to call it a day. And let's get to it. Alrighty then. How are you doing today, everyone? So we're gonna be working on something. So these are like some hot like what you're watching is you're watching like basically a giant like brainstorming session with these comic. I don't have any like pre-written out stuff. It's almost what you're seeing is me kind of going through the process of drawing a comic just out of the blue. So I had some ideas here that I want to make this like a really kind of weird comic where it's going to be very silent for the first few pages. Like there's not a lot happening, and then it's going to kind of get ramp up. At least that's what I've been thinking about doing. So what I'm going to do now is we're going to remove these pages, and we're just going to jump right to it. Right, we're going to jump right to drawing the idea that I had in mind, and that's going to involve. Let's see here. Why is it that color? Okay, how do what kind of oh, that's why it looks like that. How do I manage to make a new layer and then make it 10% opacity without me even knowing it? There we go. I was like, what is going on here? There is 10% opacity here. So the idea was I'm going to basically what we're going to do is we're going to do another little blip. So this is pretend like this is the first page. Right? So this would be like the first page, something like this. Don't mind the stretching, the lines. This is all just kind of like improv. I'm gonna fix all this in post. It's like a movie, We're gonna fix all this in post. So I was thinking like maybe in one of these scenes, it let's show like right, this is kind of like a brainstorm session. Like so, in this panel right here. So this is gonna be like the first page, maybe. I keep adding new pages because I keep thinking about how I'm going to set up this. How I want to set up this. Like, what is happening? Okay, my brush is not working. Let's see here. Let's try it again. Replugging my tablet. Let's see if that works. Oh. And Photoshop. Come on, Photoshop. What is going on? There is so many things wrong with Photoshop. You're paying for the service, and like, there's glitches happening. Like, really? Like, why would you literally paying for this per month, and like, there's more glitches on this than like, what game is out there that's glitching? Anyways, there's so many darn glitches on this thing, and I'm trying to do something of relevance. At least I think it's relevant. I don't know. And it keeps like, oh well, we make mistakes. We only cost as much as every art program ever per month, and we have more glitches than anything. You're like the Microsoft of drawing programs now. What is going on, man? All right, so I was thinking maybe like I'll have like you see a like a we're gonna the first panel is something like this. If I don't keep skipping around of the page, the first panel is going to be like, I'm going to have to find an example of a clock, right? I need to look it up, but like an old school clock, and then maybe like again, all this is going to be cleaned up. I just want the idea out there so I know what I'm doing. So maybe it's like 4 a.m. So we're gonna get this all cleaned up. Then there's like little things here. Then maybe there's some little dials here. I don't know. And something like that, right? And then maybe there's you can see, I don't know, like that's the wall. Maybe this is pillow. I don't know. Um, and then it pans out to like what would it be? What would it be different? What would be different? So this is all rough. Don't don't hold me to this. Please don't hold me to this. All rough. I'm trying to come up with like ideas in like real time. And so it's 4 a.m. and then like maybe what it is it like, or maybe in like this one it says like 3:59 a.m. and then it goes to the clock, right? And then it goes to right, it goes to it like you hear like it goes to 4 a.m. and then it starts ringing or something or whatever. I'm gonna have to look up like how can you make noises with like text. So it like starts ringing and then maybe right here. So it's 3:59, then it moves to 4 a.m. It starts ringing. Maybe the room's really dark, like maybe it's like really dark. And then like like you can see it's like purposely dark and then it's glowing, right? Like these two panels are really dark. So these are just kind of some ideas that I want to kind of pursue with this idea with this comic. And then we pan out, let's maybe it pans out to something like this. So like something like this right here, where there's a pillow here or something. So I'm gonna it's gonna be him sleeping, maybe. I don't know. So this is like the backside of him sleeping, maybe. Or it would have to be like, or I could make it more like maybe, or it would be instead of him sleeping like this way, it's just showing like the side of him, the back of him, all kind of like in silhouette, maybe. I don't know. It could be really dark, who knows? And then like how would you how would you make it appear like he's sitting down? Maybe, and then we'll go back and we'll kind of zoom out. We'll zoom out, like do something like this where So I have this idea. So we're going to play around with this. Really, not really. I'm not really good at like setting up scenery in these blocks, so I'm going to have to fiddle around with it. But I have an idea that like maybe he comes off the pet like the bed. So I don't know. Maybe he has a bed like this. Who knows what kind of bed he has, right? And then maybe he's like grown or whatever whatever phrase that he's saying like "Ugh," and then it shows him. So clearly he's sitting on the bed right here. You know when you like some of you kind of get you're sitting on the bed and you're what might be even better is like he has a bed that's like on the ground, right? So he has a bed on the ground. I don't know. So we'll think about that a little bit later. I'm just kind of mapping out my ideas, and then I'll clean them up as I go. So these are like the rough storyboards of my my comic idea. So you see, you don't even see his head. He's just kind of maybe you see a little bit like right here, and maybe he's just kind of his arms kind of doing a like he's kind of like he has his arm right here, and he's kind of just like. "Ugh." You know, he's just getting up. I'll have to pan through it. So this is kind of like the idea. I don't know. We'll see. And then you got that really you got the give that really bad. That's supposed to be I don't know. Redo it and so forth. So I have this idea. So like maybe who eats farther like the actual bed is probably farther away, but this is just give an idea what I want to have happen. I'm kind of drawing a really heavy-handedly right now. So like let's just say that that's like a, a nightstand with drawers on it, and then there's a let's say that is a shitty, really not just a terrible lamp, and then there's his clock there, and then maybe he's so maybe he's just coming up. I'm gonna draw like a stick figure first because I'm having a hard time imagining what this character looks like. And also, I'm just not really good at putting characters in spaces. So because I don't do it ever. So we're gonna kind of bend this a little bit. Have his hand like this. He's kind of leaning here. You can see the top of his head, but you don't really know what's happening. You got his feet. I don't know. I was thinking maybe he's on the ledge, like he's just putting his arms down, or maybe he's like this. Maybe he's got his both his hands like he's about ready to get back up. You know, I'm drawing rather heavy. I should draw much lighter than I am right now. And you got the blanket stuff kind of doing blankety things. And then maybe it's dark on this one. So like this, maybe this whole comic right now at the moment is like him just waking up. Although this is really, these are all roughs, right? They're all his. It's him waking up, and then he is getting off out of bed. I don't know if this should be good. He's getting out of bed. He's doing all the like brushing his teeth, whatever, and then it gets to breakfast. He's still tired, etc., etc. So then maybe like the next one, the next frame would be, oh no, maybe it just it shows like who knows. Again, all of these are just ideas that I'm kind of running through at the moment, and then hopefully something comes from it. So maybe like right here, you see it's like this. How do you? I'm trying to think of like a scene where I'm gonna have to do some photos. I really am gonna have to do some photos. I'm gonna do it. Yeah, that's what I'm gonna do. So I'm gonna use some references to get an idea of what I want. But I have an idea for like the there's gonna be like a low worm's eye view, or maybe like a worm's eye view of like the bathroom. No, maybe. Oh yeah. We'll do that. A low worm's eye view of the bathroom with the door slightly open, and you can hear whoosh, like whoosh, like whatever that is, and then you see like maybe like steam or something coming through. So he's taking a shower, right? And then it shows like, like it goes to the next scene, like maybe you got the shower head, doing a shower head thing, right? And then you got the shower head doing that. So these are not particularly like, they're not necessarily the actual camera views that I'm looking for, but I'm thinking something like that would be what I'm looking for as far as the idea. And then we're going to tighten them all up. I'm just trying to get the idea out first before I actually really develop them. And also because I'm not really good at this. I'm going to be honest with you. I'm not really good at this stuff. I'm not a comic artist. I'm barely an artist of anything. I'm just like a guy who can do things, who can draw moderately decent enough that it's okay. Even this is terrible looking, but I have ideas. Okay, and then so um this is when like maybe you'll see something like the next thing is, I think you see a lot of these. So we're just going to go through like the everyday thing, right? And then the next frame is like maybe you have his hand coming off the frame, and then like he's he's turning the water off. So like maybe in this frame, he's kind of turning the water off, something like that. Who knows? Something like that. And then you have the other one, whatever those like special handles are. I don't know. Something maybe he's turning off the water, and then it shows the shower curtain. Maybe it shows his waist, putting putting on a towel or something. I don't know. Something like that. Well, that this these are just ideas. I don't know like if what's going to be in here. And then um there's another scene. Like the next scene will be like again, these are all like just like terrible drawings. Man, these are really rough. I'm gonna have to spend some time really cleaning them all up. But like I'm just trying to go through the idea first before I actually pursue them further. And that way I have at least an idea where I'm going. It's as opposed to like, let's just draw this um willy-nilly and just gonna make it up. And this one, and then as I get better at this, I think I'll be able to kind of improve upon it. But so then maybe it shows a his hand. Obviously, that's a terrible looking hand coming off the frame, and he's like wiping from a mirror or something. I don't know. Or maybe maybe it's in this one. I would we can do a side plane, a side view. I don't know. I have an idea like he's wiping the mirror out, wiping the mirror. Uh, but I don't know I don't know how I would frame it, actually. Or maybe we just cut to that and then it shows his face and he's maybe he's brushing his teeth. Or maybe it pans to like someone's face. Like how would you do this? I'm thinking like so maybe right here you have his mouth. Right, you have like a I don't know. I have to think about it. I thought like I'm gonna have to stick a toothbrush in my mouth and take a photo of what it looks like. But so he has the toothbrush in his mouth. Right? He's doing this, doing a little toothbrush action, right? So he has a toothbrush in his mouth and he's brushing his teeth. So he got a toothbrush in his mouth. He's brushing his teeth. Maybe I hint at a nose to make you think that it's a regular person's face, right? And then it pans out to him brushing his teeth, and he's just a tired. He's tired. He's a tired boxy guy with who's brushing his teeth, right? He's brushing his teeth like this and so forth. Very like this is all like, or maybe he's brushing his teeth. He's still wearing his, so he's brushed his teeth and he's just like he's not wearing a shirt because he's he just got out of the shower, so right. So he's brushing his teeth like this, and he's a box. He's got a box for a head, and everyone's like, "Why has he got a box for a head?" Well, he's something else, right? He's got a bunch of stuff like there, and he's tired. Obviously, look at his eyes, really tired. He's got bags on his eyes, and so forth. And there we go. That's the kind of idea that I have here. And maybe the next scene is like it shows him putting a shirt on. I don't know. I would have to do like I want to take a photo of that. I want to take some photos of that and see what it looked like, what it would look like to kind of make it up. So he's putting a shirt on in one scene. I'm just all kinds of messed up right now. So he's putting a shirt on through, like you can kind of see. Like this. He's probably stretching the neck out. He probably doesn't like that. So he's putting a shirt on like that. And well, we're done. That's it for now. I got a few things I got to think about. So that is it for the day. That is day. It's a late day. It's day 278, and I think what's going to happen is pretty soon. Once I got it all mapped out, I'm going to take some photo references to kind of get an idea of how I want the shots to be kind of drawn out, and then that way I have a reference because I'm not really I haven't done this enough to really kind of just make it by imagination. And it'd be nice to have some sort of reference. So if I can get a reference, I think I'll be able to do a much better job. So I'm going to do some photos and use that for I'm going to take some photos and use it as a reference. But I have an idea of him putting a shirt on, right? Um, and then basically it's going to show him, like the probably he's walking down the stairs. Maybe we walk down the stairs. I don't know. So it'll show him, like, it'll pan to another thing and you'll see like feet or something. Who knows? Walking down the stairs, and then it will pan to him being in the kitchen, like those other frames that I had in the very beginning, and that's going to kind of set it up. So that's going to be a very like very boring beginning to the story. I think it'd be kind of interesting, just like a weird, simple like intro. Like we're like almost doing like a day in life type of comic um, with this character, and specifically kind of building up to who knows what, but making it seem more interesting. So like when something happens, it's really interesting compared to like all the other stuff. And this is going to help me with like just pursuing these ideas. Anyways, that is it. I hope you enjoyed today's live stream, day 278, and then mostly hopefully I'll get further along on this. It's kind of going slow, but what can you say? I've only spent an hour and a half on it, and I'm still trying to just kind of map out I'm not even planning this out. I'm kind of thinking about it outside of my live stream and thinking, that'd be kind of interesting to do. Now the more I think about it, the more I'm kind of excited about doing some of these things. So I'm going to need some references, and that's something I'm not really used to doing. So it's going to get you're going to see a comic kind of get better and better each time I do this. I hope you enjoyed today's live art stream. This is Pierson. I am the #1 live art streamer in the world. Don't forget to subscribe, because this comic is going to keep growing and getting better as I work on it. Have a wonderful day. Cheers.